name's Yash. So I've been making videos now. Actually, this month is 2 years. It's when I started this channel. It's 2 years ago. I made I feel like I've touched on everything. I made all the female attraction videos, and, you know, will it make you, semen retention get you rich? And, like, I've touched on all those things. And now I notice, like, I'm not feeling the life force isn't moving me to do that. It's not a calculated decision. If I was making a calculated decision, then that would be all I would touch on, because then you get the most people and the most views, and then I'll make some courses and show you, like, this is what you do, man. Then you'll get rich. Some of these websites, these people that they have a big following. You ever look at their website? I'm just curious. Do you have this same feeling? Like when you see the website, it looks like a total infomercial. You get this and that, and I'm going to show you, and then they have pictures of like a Countach. You can be driving this car, you can be, and then a house, and then the girl, right? Got to have the girl in there. Some model, airbrush girl. You have this and that, and normally this package is $2,000, but today they slash it $299. Do people really buy that? I mean, if it was for free, I wouldn't buy it. Just because, well, why would I? But I'm just saying, like, just the way it's presented is just, I don't know, like, I'm continuously almost unable to accept the collective mainstream level of consciousness. It's so foreign to me that I don't believe it. It's like I can't believe it. But when the internet came out, and especially Instagram and TikTok and all this stuff, I'm like, wow, this mainstream is messed up. I mean, look at millions doing nothing, talking about nothing, pretending to be something, but it's nothing, and etc. Okay, see, when I digress, I forget the topic. Grace. It's about grace. Okay, so then what I'm saying is I feel like we're getting down now to the core, the root of what I want to share about semen retention. Something wants to keep weeding out those who aren't ready for this level, because I can't help them anyway. I just can't. The life force, like, it's doing what it's doing. Like, I can't mess with it. I have to flow with it, you know. So, and I know from personal experience, when I'm talking about true semen retention, I'm talking about true semen retention. Let's say what not true semen retention is, so then we can know what true semen retention is. Did I say that right? Let's talk about what true semen retention is not, so that we can know what true semen retention is. That's what I want to say. So what is it not? I'm talking about next levels, though. And at the same time, I'm not criticizing or being condescending or making fun of anybody on any level, because I've also been on all those levels. So I'll be making fun of myself, which I like to do, but I'll try to, the risk of hurting anybody's feelings, I'll try not to make fun of it. What are we talking about again? Grace has to help you, but I was trying to give a little lead into that. So I want to say what semen retention is not. So that's one thing it's not. It's not about doing it to get money and to get the girl and all that, because your motive for doing it is coming from the mind, and this is the point I want to make. Your mind's not strong enough to do this. It's not strong enough. You have to figure that out for yourself, probably. You can't take my word for it. Most don't even know what I'm talking about. It's like, what do you mean? You just don't do it. I'm like, okay, just don't do it. But when I stopped doing it, I became an edging freak / master. Edging master sounds better, don't it? I was just crazy, man. I would still look at stuff on the internet. I would anywhere I'd go, any decision I made would somehow be around like, well, are there going to be any girls there to look at me? And then I got into the Taoist and the big draw, and I'm going to stimulate myself to heaven, masturbate my way to heaven. I wonder how many people bought that book. It's like the infomercial, same level. It's like, serious? You're gonna like act, and he'd say the more you do it, the better. Yeah? What about the dopamine that keeps getting released? It's like you're just shooting yourself up all the time. Yeah, give me some more dopamine, thank you. He says I should keep doing it. I'm going to go to heaven. You're going to burn the hell out of your nervous system. So I did all that. I understand. And if I heard myself talk to myself then, okay, I'm trying to put myself in your shoes. Those who like to do that and are a proponent of this whole edging thing, imagining that it's like helping you manifest and all this nonsense. Like, if I was talking to me then, I would turn myself off. I'm like, I don't know. Oh, good, yeah, he's talking about manifestation. I'm gonna listen to this guy. Yeah, would it have sunk in though on some level? See, that depends on your consciousness. Yeah, for me it would have, because somehow I knew what I was doing, it just kind of wasn't right. So it depends on one's consciousness and their capacity to really know what real knowledge is. So, yeah, those who don't, then, yeah, they can't hear this. So doing it for those reasons, doing semen retention for more material, artificial reasons, that's not real semen retention, number one. Number two, you're not going to be able to sublimate this energy. I made a video about the highest, easiest way to transmute. It's not really easy, but it's simple. It sounds that way anyway. Is when you feel that urge come and you don't do anything. You're aware of it, but you don't try to like run away from it or mask it with something or go edge or go look at the internet, etc. You just kind of like, you let it burn, basically. That takes practice though. You can't do all that at once. So here's what I'm saying. You don't have the power to do that level of alchemy, of just being with these urges and not acting on them unless grace is helping you. And those of you that feel you are doing that without the help of grace, I'd say grace is helping you, but you just don't know it. You're somehow in touch with your higher self, and you're channeling some deeper power than mind power. That's my point. When I say grace, I'm talking about a power that's greater than your mind. Mind and self-will, it can't do this. You can make yourself not masturbate, but then you're going to be an edging addict, or you're going to transfer your addiction onto something else and be a food addict or whatever. There's a million different things we can do to escape this pain. It doesn't have to just be masturbation. Work addict, a lot of them are work addicts, or just like some of these MMA, they just fight 24/7. Yeah, you're probably not going to masturbate and look at porn, you know, if you're doing that. But I'm talking about true balance, where you're not like just acting crazy. There's balance. And I'm also talking about, this is good, you're free. You're free when you go out in public or at a restaurant or anywhere you go, vacation, beach, that's a good test. You're free of the lust and the activation you feel when you see a girl that you feel is attractive and they're dressed in some risque way. You see them in a bathing suit, you might feel like, oh, nice. You might feel something inside, but you're becoming more master of yourself, so you don't go into some mind stream about it. Your energy don't go down. You acknowledge it, you see it, it's cool. You just look away in a natural way though. You're not like, oh, I can't look. Just maybe 1 minute. Okay, no, I can't look. You don't do that. You're free. That level of freedom, this is what I'm trying to say. You can't produce that for yourself. Otherwise, you'd have done it already. That comes from grace. That comes from a shift in consciousness and perspective. You can say it's some level of awakening. How are you going to produce that? Grace has to do that. So I guess the next logical question would be, how do you get grace to do it? Well, that's what my spiritual channel is about. I touch it on it also. There's two levels to that. There's practical and spiritual level. Spiritual level meaning meditation and yoga and certain breath work, stilling your mind, all that. Practical level is you look at your lifestyle habits and your diet, and are you a dopamine addict, and you shape your life in a way that's conducive for your spiritual practice. And going to some satsangs, some groups. I'm doing one the 17th of September, where the energy field there supports this, what you're doing. Something, some class or group or church, something where you're in the energy field of you're getting support. Then that is, you can say, the compost that can cause some kind of shift. Okay, that's why I say only by the power of grace can you really do semen retention. Just to recap, what do I mean? True semen retention? When you're truly free. You haven't substituted your masturbation, porn addiction, or edging addiction for another addiction. You're something inside. You have a new glasses, basically. You have a new orientation in your being. You have a new character. That old character is gone. He's stupid. It was cool. You enjoyed that for a little bit. It's exciting and everything. But that character's gone. You grew up. You matured. You're yeah, I'm done. Then you have some real wisdom. Then you're actually qualified to help somebody. That's another thing. I'm looking at when people are talking about happiness, usually on the YouTube or anywhere, it doesn't matter. It's always related to material level. Again, like the example I gave about the infomercial. They show cars and boats and yachts and, the newest Apple computer. You can buy these anytime you want. Girls, you can get the best girl. Houses, this is what we're programmed to think is going to make us happy. But I'm does anybody look? If that was the case, then all these movie stars and celebrities and musicians and rich people, they'd be happy. But yet, how many have you seen kill themselves or end up in jail or just miserable as hell sometimes when they do an interview, etc.? Isn't that proof? What do you think? You're going to be different? That you're going to have all this stuff and somehow it's going to make you happy? Everybody keeps falling for this same lie, even though in plain sight you can see it don't work. But yet everybody's still eating up the infomercials that are trying to sell you courses to show you how to get all these material accolades. Ah, great, yeah, that'll make me happy. I mean, the people that are doing that, they're gonna that are presenting themselves as as this person that has it together and I have good energy. If you're saying to people, if that's your whole premise, that material, then you're like an accident waiting to happen, basically. Life's gonna catch you out somehow at some point. And you're gonna have to learn the deepest lesson, which is this stuff don't make you happy. If you already knew that, you wouldn't be selling that. It's impossible. So somehow they must not know that, They do a good job acting and all that. The real satiating thing that's gonna give you inner contentment, you can't buy. And to make it more, it would be funny if it wasn't a bit sad, is it's already in you. This is the paradox. I call it uncaused contentment, uncaused joy. That's already in you, but we have to get rid of this machine, this thinking mind that is telling us it's outside ourselves. We have to stop listening to that. That's why it helps to be in a supportive environment or group that is driving this point home all day long, and reading books and watching videos, because we've been conditioned for so long to think the opposite that even if we know it's not true, we're still going to follow it. That's deep conditioning. We need to go the other way. We need to be conditioned to real truth. So come to our group Sunday if you want. If not, no problem. Watch these videos. I'm going to start making more videos like this. I've already said that before, but I'm just re-emphasizing that. All right, I'll see you.